everyone, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I have my little co-producer here with me, and she has been very vocal in the last few minutes, so I fully assume that she will be part of this. One video that was actually requested was a show and tell of my finished paintings. I haven't counted, but I am now somewhere between 40 and 50 finished paintings. Hi Lola! And I decided to split this video into two. These are all the paintings I finished until end of last year. Well, all except one, because there was one custom of my grandfather which I gave to my mother for Christmas. And then, since this is a picture of my grandfather, I never showed it anyway, and I wouldn't have shown it on this video as well. So please excuse that. Just know this painting existed. It was an Every Moment custom. It was a wonderful kit and I enjoyed it very much. So Lola, we wanted to show the paintings, not you. Okay. That was her telling me, of course you want to show me, human. Yeah. Alright, kitty. Ooh. Come on. I'm going to try this with Lola in my arm, which is probably going to be a big catastrophe. So, my very, very first diamond painting was this pink owl. It came from the Suzy official store, and I'm pretty sure you can see what I saw when I unpacked this kit. They didn't scale the image right. Of course I knew that it was a square format painting when I bought it, because I bought a 40 by 40 centimeter kit. But the picture they showed the owl in its correct proportions, and I just thought there would be a lot of useless white on the left and right. But instead they just distorted this poor creature and made it into this. Yeah, kitty, I know, it's such an atrocity, isn't it? Yeah. Aside from that, working with the kit was actually fun. The drills were good, so my first painting was a good experience as far as Drillmageddon goes. The drills fit nicely. I didn't have these strange new drills with the divot on the back that don't fit and have all these knobbly bits. These are the quality I usually get from Evermoment. And I enjoyed working on this. I think I completed this in 4 or 5 days. Something like that. Sorry, I don't have all the details on that. I don't have all the details as far as prices and such things go either, because I intended to have this as a show and tell and nothing further. So yeah, this was my first one. It was an okay experience. I was a bit disappointed at the fact that it was all distorted and didn't come out right, and I've been planning to redo this because I actually like the image a lot. And I've actually repurchased it from another store. I just haven't done it yet, and I'm not sure if I will, because I have not been happy with the results from that store either. And I'm not sure I want to waste my time. But anyway, that's a different story. So, first painting, pink scarf and hat owl. We might run into an awful space issue. As you can see, I spilled something on my second painting. Coffee. I was nearly done with this painting, and then I spilled a whole cup of coffee on this. It didn't hurt the painting as such. And what I didn't realize when I did this painting, and just saw now, I think this had actually a pucker in here. Not sure. So my second painting was my first tribute to my everlasting geekiness for anything superhero movie. It's an Ironman Tony Stark abstract watercolor whatever painting, and it came from the 7 Sunflower store. It is a 40 by 50, and I remember I paid something like 17-18 euro for it. It was quite a bit more expensive than I was actually happy to pay at that point, but Ironman! And my reluctance to pay a lot of money for my kids changed very quickly. As you can see, this part here is a bit raised. That was a bubble. And that was before I knew I had to cut and basically release the air from the bubbles before I put drills on that. I know I sliced it afterwards, but it won't stay down. So yeah. That's the point. I'm not so happy with it. It came bubbled, and I think it also came puckered because this looks like a pucker on the back. Another thing I didn't know existed at that point. The drills were good though. Same good quality. Second painting, I was still happy with this hobby and still loved square drills. I hadn't tried round at that point, quite obviously. But then I listened to all the YouTubers who ranted and raved about the great quality from Huracan, and I got my very first Huracan. And yes, that's what I'm calling them. So I got this painting. I'm going to turn this around so you can see the full painting. And I thought this was so stinking cute. But this is actually the biggest size they sold. Oh, and I just saw, don't know if you can see it, it's still popping off. Bugger. And it's already replacement drills from a different company. I thought this was so stinking cute, but this is the biggest size they sold. This is a 45 by 60. I think that's most of the times the biggest size you can get a Huracan painting in, or maybe they have changed since, because, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. That's my allergy. Because I actually bought this back in July, so it has been quite a while. Issues I had. Everything you see here in the blues and the oranges and browns and pinks, alright, no issues. But all the background here, all of this was 3865 and 3756, I believe, is this very light green blue that's more white than blue. That was most of the background, and those horrible drills were popping like crazy. I didn't bother contacting Huracan about this because I thought they sent me crap the first time, they are going to send me crap the second time. So I actually went and bought these colors as replacement drills from Home Fun Official. And they are pretty good quality. I just have to look why these drills here, one is turned around and the other one is just come off, why they are off the canvas. Because these drills I got from Home Fun were actually the perfect quality and they fit, and this shouldn't have happened, but anyway, it did. Overall experience, as you can imagine, was horrible. I loved the image. I don't love how it turned out because it's too small and there was no option to buy it bigger. I would have otherwise. I have repurchased this from a different seller, but I haven't done it yet, and the new size I got was 40 by 80. And I don't know if and when I'm going to do this, because this one here had 40 colors, and I think that's actually a good number of color for this painting. Even if it is mainly blue, you need the colors for shading. And the new bigger one only has 30 colors, and the canvas is printed so funky I can't actually tell if the image is going to show or not. And I'm just not ready to spend a month on a painting. I don't know if it will turn out good or not. Don't know, that's just me. But this was my third painting and I was very sad to say I hated that. Back at the time, not many people actually complained about Huracan. So I was one of the first to say, you know what, they are shitty quality. And I actually felt bad about that. But I have retried and given them second and third chances ever since. and they have actually just confirmed what this first painting told me. They have shitty quality and they are not improving. One thing I have to say, this canvas here was still pretty thick quality. If you have gotten recent canvases from Huracan, Evershine, ACQSD, those are much thinner and have a weird plasticky gummy feel to it. It's very strange. This was still a good quality canvas at least. No issues with the glue whatsoever. I have to give Huracan that, though I have heard different things in recent times too. Fourth painting was the first blackboard I did, and this was from the Home Fun store. So not Home Fun Official or Anna store, it was the Home Fun store. I was not happy with that for the complete opposite reason. These drills were all too small. There are huge gaps between these drills, which you can't see because they are all black. But I was working on this with a light pad, and yeah, you had to be very careful to put all the drills down and make sure they are not crooked, because these would not write themselves out. So checkerboard all you want, this is not going to come out. I also didn't like how the writing came out, because you can't actually read it if you don't know what it is. At least these two words here I think you can't read. I doctored this one a bit. I didn't like how it looked after I did, so I wrote it off and just put it away into storage. I have mentioned before, I am basically doing these paintings, or most of them, just for the fun of doing them, and I don't plan to put the majority of them up. So this was one that was supposed to be seasonal decoration, but after it turned out like this, no. So I also was not very fond of the pumpkin down here, how they shaded that. I think that could have gone better. And the apple, yeah, it was overall not my favorite painting. And sorry for the sniffles. Then it was time for my very first round painting. Up to this point I only purchased and did squares, because everyone kept saying squares are so much better and they give you the better result, it looks more detailed. And I believed that. But then I thought, well, let's try a round. And quite honestly, I have switched over to round ever since, because I don't agree. Square does not give you better details. Squares are just a little smaller. So if you compare the same size square and the same size round, the square will look more detailed because you have more drills per inch on this painting. It's not a huge difference, and I have plans to do a direct comparison of the same image in the same size, just in two different drill types. This should be... I ordered the paintings yesterday, though this should be here pretty soon. I've heard this shop is quite fast. As far as shipping goes, it has shipped already, so let's see. But anyway, this is Drill Shiny. I specifically bought them because they advertised this painting as having the new drills with the 26 cuts. You know, the drills that Diamond Art Club uses, and what is she called? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot your YouTube name. It's Catherine. I think it's Diamonds on Canvas. Her drills are 26 cuts. Sorry, it's a bad English day today. And who else uses them? I think DIY Moon Shop also uses 26 cut diamonds. So it's the extra shiny diamonds. And I love doing this painting. I just enjoyed it so much, and I love the result, and I love the colors, and it's just so pretty. And I have to apologize because I just noticed that I didn't put up my light. So we are just filming in natural light today. I don't know how well this comes out. You would think I had forgotten anything I learned in the last 2 weeks over the last 4 days. Anyway, this painting up to this point was the one with the most colors I had. It was over 40. But ever since then, Diamond Art Club came into my life and I had paintings up to 50 colors from them, or close to 50 colors, so yeah. But I enjoyed this so much, and it turned out so pretty, didn't it? And we don't have any sunshine today, otherwise I might be able to show you the sparkle, but the sparkle on this is just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So this I enjoyed very much. It also came from the Drill Shiny official store. I know that Drill Shiny canvases come from all kinds of stores. Mine did come from the Drill Shiny official store. I am, by the way, not going to link all the paintings because I don't know if they all still exist, and honestly I don't want to look them all up, so please excuse me. Next one, another round. This one, ooh. This is Santa, quite obviously. It's a 35 by 35. It's a round. It only had 16 or 17 colors, which is very little. It came from a company called Nuiji Store, something like that. They also have the same very super funky print on the canvas. I can show you this in a couple of paintings because there's one I didn't finish. And this painting cured me of the illusion that there is no such thing as popping round drills. And I know this rumor is still going strong throughout the diamond painting community, but believe me, round drills can pop. I think you can see it actually in the viewfinder that these lines don't look right. They look like they are out of alignment, and they are, because either they pushed each other there. I'm usually very meticulous with putting my drills, and I did put this one drill by drill. I didn't use a multiplacer for that. And still the next day I came back, the drills had pushed each other off the canvas, and I actually had to go back in places, and don't know if you can see that here, and had to put either very either very small drills, or I even started clipping the drills at one point. So I cut parts of the drills off with a nail clipper, which is, believe me, completely nuts. The one thing I can say about these drills, and I think that's also the reason why they popped like crazy, they are different from the drills I had before. Which also meant that the colors didn't match perfectly to other drills I had, but they were differently, they are differently cut. See if you can see that, probably not. They have a very different cut to all the other drills, but I think that's the reason why they keep pushing each other and popping off, because they just don't fit the canvas. I have another company in this pile where the round drills are quite different. They are actually a lot smaller. They fit into squares on the canvas, which is usually impossible. But they are also quite different, and they were a bit of a pain to work with. Let's put it that way. So yeah, don't love that all that much. Yeah, but at least I finished that one. Next one up, I have a whole series of these. These are my coffee cats, and at the moment I actually still plan to put them up in my kitchen, quite honestly, because I like them, and I think I have 5 of them by now, if I'm not mistaken. 3 of them from the Anna store, the Home Fun official store. This is one of them, the first one I completed, and this was actually good. As you remember, we had the black board from the Home Fun store, and the black drills had a lot of gapping and wouldn't fit. These fit perfectly. There was hardly any trash in the black drills, and that is usually something that happens quite a lot. And I think that the shading works out for the size. It's a 30 by 40, it's not too big. The one thing or two things I keep experiencing with the Anna store, and that's happening with each and every canvas I do, they have bubbles. And at this point I knew I had to cut the bubbles and push them down, but in this case they just wouldn't stay down. So you can still see the lines where the bubbles are and keep pushing the drills up. I cut them, I try to flatten them, push the air out. It just doesn't stay that way, so that's a bit of a pity. And the second recurring issue with Home Fun are oily drills. I still haven't gotten a painting from them that didn't have at least 1 or 2 oily colors in them. I'm not too mad about that. Of course it's annoying, but it's at least something I can fix. Let's put it that way. I'm more annoyed with issues I can't fix. Yeah, so that's the first one. I enjoyed doing this. I had a bad head cold while doing this, so it was not as much fun as it could have been, but it was, yeah, it was a nice thing to do while I was staying at home sick. So, next one up, my first full crystal. This was around the time we discovered the Lao Ji One store on AliExpress. This store offers every single one of their paintings either is square, round, or crystal. So the first one I ordered was this crystal one. And I actually ordered 2 paintings at the time. I ordered the crystal one and I reordered the pink owl as a normal round painting. I haven't done the pink owl yet, and I will show you why in the next part of this show and tell, when the square and the round Lao Ji one I did so far come up. But as far as the full crystal go, I liked it. It was fun. It is not a look I would put up in my apartment, quite honestly, because it's too much. I think crystals should be an accent and that's it. Full crystal is very, it's a question of the shading and the contrast. So I'm hoping to try one of the Rainy Day Diamonds crystal kits soon, because hers look like they have a lot of contrast and that's actually making them look good. So I want to try this. But for this one, when I was done, I was actually thinking that would have been looked so much better if only the rainbow parts had been crystal and the horse had been done in opaque diamonds, for example. And I know that the shop, when you buy a full crystal that has black in it, they send you real black. So for example, my painting here, the eye that looks black right now because of the bad lighting, is actually blue. It's a dark blue. It's 123. There's no black in this one. It might have been better if they had done it for the white as well. I don't know. But it was fun to do. The drills fit very nicely. There was one color that was oily. That was the bright yellow here. And I had to wash that. But it was fun. I finished this, I think, in 3 days. So that's always a good indicator that it was actually fun to do. On to one that was not fun. Together with the center, I also bought a snowman. And the snowman, I think you can see it here, was even worse with the pushing. With this one, I started from the beginning with the clipping of the drills. It didn't help. The drills popped like crazy. This has now been under a lot of weight for months. I worked on this in November, I believe, and this is the first time I have pulled it out of storage, so it has been under a whole pile of paintings for nearly 5 months. So I don't see anything popping up right now, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I lied. There was a popping drill. Yeah, they are popping. It's horrible. And to show you what I mean with funky canvas, it's actually not so bad in the viewfinder. Ooh, why is this? Oh, it's torn up there. It's actually not so bad in the viewfinder, and it's actually not so bad with this painting in total. But with the blue tree, these yellow, there's no yellow, green, blue, red symbols look very, very funky. And it took me a lot of time to get used to this. These simple ones were not so bad, but the blue tree is very detailed and confetti heaven, and yeah, not enjoying it. I'm never going to finish that. And I probably should toss it. So, next up, Tinkerbell. This is also from the Anna store. And this is a 50 by 60. I know that a lot of shops sell these paintings. They look like a sketch on a craft paper. And I loved it. I liked the way her eyes were drawn. I have to admit, since I bought and did this painting, I have found out who the artist is, so I'm not going to buy any more of these, even though there are quite a few I would have liked to do, and I still have one in my stash which I am going to do, but these two will be the only ones I'm going to do, because I don't want to buy paintings from artists I know when I know that they don't get anything out of the deal. This painting was okay to work on. One of the colors, actually the main background color you see here, was oily. So this was a lot of drills I had to wash. And that's when washing drills gets annoying, if it's so many of them. If it's just a bag or two, that's fine. And the fit on the canvas was super, super tight. So this was another painting that took me quite a bit of time until I could finally get into my groove and get it on and move on. But once I did, I worked pretty fast on this. And I like the result. Next up is Beauty and the Beast. This is from the Fuyun store, and it's a round. It is a 50 by 67. It had 35 colors, and I have to say, working on this, I thought, wow, these are funky, funky colors, because there's a lot of green and pink here mixed in with the beast, and I wasn't so sure about that at the beginning, but I think it actually turns out quite alright, and if you look at it from far away, it looks pretty. It's another piece I believe is fan art, because it also looks like a colored pencil drawing, and maybe that's the reason for the funky colors, I don't know. I have bought another painting from this store, which I haven't done yet, so maybe this one will be just as funky or less funky. We will see. But I like the result. Especially, I love working on the roses. I kept that for last. So usually I start in one corner, for example, for this painting I started up here, and then I work in stripes. For this one, I actually decided down here that I would work around the roses and do them last. And I think that started my habit of looking at a section in a painting and deciding I'm going to do that one last, because it's going to be the most fun. Don't always do it, but sometimes I do. This one was no longer available when I was working on it, so I'm pretty sure it isn't now. But it was quite a joy to work on, and I can highly recommend Fuyun store. There was no issues with the drill, no issues with the glue, no issues with the canvas. The print was perfect. I liked it. I really, really liked it, which is the reason why I reordered from them and have 2 more paintings in my stash. Even though I have realized that one of them is a Mandy Manzano. It's the pink Cheshire Cat. That is in a lot of shops actually, and I didn't know it was hers. Now I do. So whenever I work this one up, because I will, I probably won't talk much about it, because I don't want to advertise this painting and encourage buying it. Please understand this. That's just my personal choice. I'm not judging if anyone does buy these paintings, but I just don't want to enable it, so to say. We are nearly there, guys, I think. Oops. These drills are also very sparkly, very amazing. And I'm dropping my paintings on the floor. And here comes my first Diamond Art Club. So you can see from the logo up here, it's old stock. I actually bought this from the clearing section at the time. And I'm so sad that they took this painting out of their catalog for good. Because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's another Eve Izzet. I hope I have not butchered her name. They have more paintings of hers in the store. Sneaky Cat, for example, is one of them, and I have one on the way that should arrive this week. It's also another cat painting, but she doesn't only do cat paintings. She does dogs and lions and birds and hamsters. And it's very cute because it's all these colorful acrylic paintings. And this, I couldn't resist. It was in the clearance section for $15, so I had to get it. Hi. It is I think it was advertised as a 51 by 51, but the actual drill field was something like 46 by 46. It has 30 colors. And I think it looks stunning. I mean, you can see it in your viewfinder. It looks so stunning. Yeah, not as stunning as my real kitty here. But it's gorgeous. And this is, in fact, not the super soft tarpaulin canvas they are using now. It's, I think, polyester. Not sure. But still, the print was exceptionally clear. It was a Port glue canvas, and the drills are super shiny, and I believe those are already the 26 cut diamonds. I'm not sure, but they are super sparkly. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. I actually, when I started out on this painting, only allowed myself to do a strip a week. I really wanted to enjoy this painting to the fullest. I think I cracked somewhere around here, and then I just worked it in a few days. But at that time I had reordered as well, so no need to be frugal. More on the way. And then started something I'm still doing to this day. You've probably heard about Drillmageddon, awful quality drills. Bad canvases are another thing that happened with a lot of sellers, but I mainly started doing these small paintings to test the drill quality of a shop. I have to take a drink real quick. Excuse me, please. So I started ordering smaller paintings in round and square if the shop had both available. And did them to see what the quality was. And this was the first one. I can't really remember which shop this was. I want to say it was the Color Whisper. Not sure. I think it is. So this is, the drills on this are not popping. That's the good news. These are the drills with the divot in the back and the not uniform sizes and the knobbly bits on the sides. That's the bad news. I liked how this turned out. I think it's really cute, and I would like to redo this in a bigger size, but not from this shop. Also not in round, because I also got a round. And I'm not judging on these paintings how much detail there is in there, because I know I'm buying two small paintings here. Even though I have to say the detail in this one was quite surprising for the size. What I'm looking at is, do the drills fit? Oh, Katze. I'm sorry. She knocked over some stuff. That was probably very loud. I'm sorry. How do the drills fit? Do they push each other off? Do they create tension? Do they pop? And in case of rounds, and that's the reason why I'm not going to buy rounds from this shop anymore, if there are dummy circles on the canvas, can I see them after I put down the drills? And the answer for this one is yes. So that's the reason why this shop is on my nope, not going to buy again list. But other than that, both paintings turned out quite good, quite cute. I'm sad that the drill quality doesn't fit. Both canvases were good, prints were good, glue was good, so everything was good except for the drills, but that's a big except. So then I did this one. It's a small ever moment. I saw it on Dearly Crafted's channel and I thought, wow, that would be a good one for my grandmother. So I got this one and I intended to give it to her for Christmas. She had to relocate last year in November, sadly, from her own home into a home for the elderly because of an injury she sustained, and now she can't stay in her house any longer. And all her kids are well, they all have health issues that prevent them from giving her care. So yeah, we had to make this decision. It was quite a hard decision. And I thought I would give this to her to decorate her new room. In the viewfinder, it actually looks quite good, but if I look at it with my eyes, the details doesn't come out. I probably should have known because this is only a 25 by 35, but I thought I would try. It wasn't too expensive and it was an ever moment, so I knew it wouldn't be such a chore to do it, even if it didn't turn out okay. And I did complete this, I think, in 4 days, so that went quite well. Drill quality was awesome as always. The canvas was perfect. Sorry. The glue was perfect, so yeah, typical ever moment quality. I just should have chosen a bigger size. But since then I have been informed that I should not make anything to go up on her walls because someone decided that she shouldn't have her walls decorated with too much stuff. Like her kids decided that. I don't agree. So, next round of test paintings. This was from the Suzy Drills something store. And I was quite giddy about this one because yay! So they're square. Same as for the other one. It's the squares with a divot in the back. They create a lot of tension. These paintings have been in that pile for 4 to 5 months now, and they have actually straightened out. So they don't buckle any longer. They did buckle here, for example, in the gray area. I mean, you can still see it a little bit. They have straightened out quite a bit, but in my opinion, you shouldn't have to put them under heavy stuff for a month until they stop the shenanigans. Same for the round one here. I had popping drills with this, and actually the whole canvas was wavy, which was very annoying. Also, both canvases developed bubbles after I unpacked them. This one more than this one, so this was also quite annoying. And I'm pretty sure, because I'm a total geek, that I'm going to redo this from a good store at some point. Anyway. Also not really on my buy again list, I'm sorry. And as a Christmas present to myself, I got my first DIY moon shop order at the end of last year. I took part in the Give a Gift program they had, I bought 2 of these kits, and yes, I did buy them for way above what they are actually worth, because it was a charity. So for every kit you bought, they donated a kit to the cerebral palsy, and I hope I haven't butchered that center. In the Philippines, they organized a Christmas party for the kids, and yeah, I think that was a wonderful cause, and that's why I didn't mind paying so much for these kits. I can get much cheaper on AliExpress. I actually enjoyed doing them too. It took about 2 hours per kit to finish them, and I think they turned out quite cute. One of my frames got a bit marked up by something. I don't know, it came here like this. I don't mind. I will put them up around Christmas time. I will put them on some sideboard or whatever and be done with it. It was just about the taking part in this program and getting a little something out of it. I also got a couple of drill pens. That was the other thing you got when you bought these kits. You got a drill pen each. So I have those. That's also something you got with these kits. But yep, cute. And they actually made me consider buying more of these because they are actually fun to do. Small little project in between. And I think one of my favorite projects for 2018 was my Ironman. So this was actually the main reason I ordered from DIY Moon Shop. It was my Ironman picture, and I asked them to electrify it for me. You probably have seen that they offer some multiple types of special treatments in their paintings, and one of them are electric diamonds, which to me look like Swarovski AB crystals. They are glass. They are not your typical resin drill. And they have this beautiful purple, green, blue, gold AB coating. Doesn't really come out in this light right now, but it looks really good. If you don't have a lot of light, it looks like they are glowing, and if you have a lot of light, they are actually sparkling like crazy and changing colors. So it's a very pretty effect. And I originally asked them to electrify his repulsors, his arc reactor, and his eyes, because those are the three things in his armor that usually are light up. So that's what I asked for, and they then proposed to add some more electric diamonds on his highlights of the armor where the sun hits him. And you know what? I thought, let's go with that. It looks good. And this was my very first kit from them. It was a joy to work on, just like the Anna Didman paintings I'm doing right now. I'm going to start on my next one today, actually. Yeah, they are very much fun to work on. Anything else I want to say about this kit? I don't think so. It was fun. It was very much fun. And these are, at least according to my list, all the paintings I completed between July and December last year. I will have a second video up that covers all the paintings I did from January to today. And I will also show you my current works in progress, because I have started on quite a few paintings and haven't worked on them in a while for various reasons. Yeah, I'm bad like that. But I'll show them to you in the next part of this. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me if you made it this far. We are 44 minutes in, dear God. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you like Lola, give her a thumb up. She is now pouting on her chair because I removed her from the canvas a couple of times. Like and subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when my next videos get up. And yeah, if you have anything you would like to tell me, just please leave a comment below. Don't be shy. If you would rather drop me an email, the email address is in the description below. Until then, I hope you have a great day and enjoy whatever craft you're doing right now. Bye bye!